bow, or you can stab things with a knife or a short sword or whatever he's rocking. But case in point being, you can do things. So I will leave that up to your discretion as we get started. If you don't want to or are not comfortable with it or whatever, like someone else can take it and take control of them, or we can even like tag team control the character or something. So
I mean, I'll give it a shot. I don't know sneak attack stuff very well, but I'll figure.
Sneak
so,
attack is actually pretty easy. Do you want
right.
to explain it, Jimmy?
And basically, because of his class traits and feats and other people in combat, he probably is going to get sneak attack a lot. But that being said, yes, we can cover that or deal with it as we need to as it goes. So
I'll give it a shot.
yep, totally fair. So I will make sure that you have the ability to do what you need to do.
So if he's gonna run Dusk's character, does that mean he gets like can view the D&D Beyond thing?
Yes, theoretically all of you should be able to view each other's character sheets to some
Yeah.
extent.
We can
Okay.
all view.
In that case, one of the things too that like if you go onto your features and traits tab on D&D Beyond, it explains everything that he can do.
Right.
Like all his subclass features and everything. So just give a quick read through of that stuff. Like sneak attack is pretty well explained. I think his assassination is pretty well explained. All that fun stuff. So
Right, and
if
that's
you
fine.
got a rules question.
I just don't necessarily want to overload him with like, oh hey, here, figure out this character sheet in the next 5 minutes while we start, and that kind of thing. So I know he's a very meticulous person, so he will need more than just a short amount of time.
I'll give it a shot.
All right. That being said, I will start us off in session 5. Dusk not joining us. It's going to be controlled by someone else. You guys had a long rest last night. Recapping where we were, we had just successfully saved the prisoners / villagers / guards that were held on the opposite side of the muddy water on an island as sacrifice tribute to some elementals that had been summoned. You captured one of them and brought them back as a prisoner. You also recovered Scylla, and there was a discussion about finding a magical item and a lot of money being paid for it. And Scylla is still there at the camp with you. It is now the next morning. And the first thing that I will get out of the way for everyone is that you wake up and feel that your advancement has processed successfully. So everyone can gain a level.
My forms finally went through.
Your forms finally went through. They were stamped, sealed, and delivered.
In triplicate.
So because I kind of wanted to do this somewhat collectively during a session for the first time, simply because in Beyond it's as simple as pressing gain a level or whatever, and it tells you the things you need to choose. But I wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to do it, figure it out in case there's issues, and we'll work through that. But
where is this gain a level button?
Okay. In your character sheet, where it has your name at the top, if you basically click on your name, there's a thing that says manage levels that pops out.
Oh.
And then it'll open another tab, and then your level says what level you are at the top, and you basically just click the drop down and you make it one higher than it was.
Okay.
I'm not going to make choices for Dusk.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm gonna roll his character up to 8 so he gains HP and stuff, but I'm not gonna make any skill choices or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just worry about that for yourself.
The good news is the only choice Dusk will have to make is where his ability score improvement goes, or if he wants a feat.
I'm gonna bet money he
Right.
wants more decks.
Well, or he might take a feat. You never know.
Yeah, depends on what he has envisioned, but luckily his choices are not plagued down, unlike what Kita has to go through at the moment with spells.
But
It's so hard to decide what spells to take.
Yeah, you're an 8th level druid now. You should get another spell learned, I believe.
I'm still trying to figure out what feat to take. Okay, let me get through that first.
See, that was why I was like, let's do this, and then people think it out, figure it out, and if we need anything, we can figure that out too.
Yeah.
This silence is actually the sound of all of us scrolling through D&D Beyond, looking at things.
God damn it, where's that option?
Or me hitting the refetch key because Beyond is just not playing friendly with me.
I probably had the easiest level up out of most people, I feel. Besides maybe you, Harper.
Yeah,
Depending-
mine's I've really just got to take care of an ASI, and then I gained like an extra spell slot and an extra spell known for rogue, so
Yeah.
that's really it. So
That's-
a few more hit points. Whoop-de-doo.
That was the same thing for Ranger. Look, ASI and another spell slot.
I'm trying to decide if I actually want the ASI or if I want the feat. Shit. Where are my ability scores at? Oof. That's pretty tempting.
Knight's having a hard time too. I'm sitting here scrolling through my shit, and all I hear is "fuck."
What are you trying to figure out, Knight? What are you trying to pick from?
I didn't say fuck. I said what?
It definitely sounded like fuck.
Well, we know what I'm doing tonight.
What do you got against fuck?
Hey! Sleeping on the couch?
Bro. Oh, by the by, I'm on duty tomorrow, so have fun tomorrow, guys. Love you all.
Okay.
Love you too, Knight. Hopefully it doesn't destroy you.
It will.
I know, but I'm trying to be positive for him, man.
I appreciate that. Yo, how ironic would it be if I took the feat Lucky?
I don't know.
That would be hilarious, in all honesty. I mean, if you really just want to do that, you could take the feat and then next level take like 2 levels in Wizard, so you could get like Divination focus and just get Portent and be like, no, Junie, no, that is not a natural 20. That is a natural 5.
I don't know what spell to take. Fuck you for reminding me.
Well, luckily for you, you just prepare them. You don't have to make a permanent choice.
Well, I mean, we're going into the next day, so she might as well prepare them now.
Yeah.
So what do you have? Druid spells, right?
Yeah, she has level 3, I think. No, 4.
Does anybody have the feat Keen Mind?
No, but that is
No.
one option I was looking at. Because it's pretty dope.
Would you say it's pretty keen?
God damn it.
Nope, but I would say it's peachy keen.
Love you, Todd.
Todd's ears are burning.
Probably.
What? Why are you
Wow,
getting
that
rid
was
of
a
all your
waste.
20s?
It's either a good or very bad sign for you, Caster. I'm sorry.
Just trying to roll for some things that matter anyways. It's fine.
What is this bullshit? I can't take uncanny dodge? Fuck.
I got my 20 wisdom now though, so I'm nice and ready for actual things next time I get a boost. I can finally get warcasting. At level 12.
Oh, fucking baby. Demi.
Oh boy.
What happens?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
It's getting excited.
Yeah, I can tell.
He may not actively be watching the chat right now because he's probably still running coils runs with people. So all right. So is anybody still deciding at this point in time?
C.
Okay.
I'm just doing the finishing touches now. So,
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okie doke.
because I'm gonna pick up the spell sniper feat.
That's what I did.
Anybody take the Keen Mind one?
Nope. Intelligence is for scrubs.
I'll take it then. I'm doing it more for remembering everything that comes out of John's mouth. So.
Ah, you're taking it for the easy button option.
Yes.
Fuck you. I'm a drunk.
There was some a little bit of back and forth with the with Wizards of the Coast and some Adventurers League players a while back about, I guess some people were abusing Keen Mind because if a wizard would lose their spell book, they can literally just rewrite their entire spell book from memory. So yeah, that was the thing.
Interesting.
It is somewhat how it works, isn't it? Because it's written material that you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
You still have to pay the cost for the paper and ink, wouldn't you? Though?
Theoretically,
And the time to write it.
yeah, theoretically, but I mean, in most instances, it wouldn't be that huge of a burden to be like, oh, I'm just going to stay at the inn in my room and rewrite my entire spellbook.
However, the rewriting your entire spellbook would take several days. Because doesn't it take like a day, or is it like an hour?
I think it's an hour.
It depends on the spell.
Hours
level.
depending on how many levels. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all dependent on the spell itself. Like a level 1 spell is easier to write down than a level 8.
Not if you have an enchanted pen.
I mean, you could just be a
Now we're
sorcerer.
thinking like a wizard.
Or hear me out, you could just be a sorcerer and just be naturally that good. And be lazy.
If you have to be that good, then you have to have talent. Look, I'm not looking to be talented. I'm looking to be, like, I want to lay down on a couch. and watch
Or be a cleric and animate dead to do it for you.
Yes, that is also a possibility. So, are there any particular damage types that our party doesn't have like massive access to?
your mom. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
You're a drunk. It came from wherever you were just drinking from.
As he takes a sip of his fucking.
You're not supposed to tell on him. Oh.
What are you doing on me?
Oh, the humanity.
Why? What are you thinking there, Harper?
Trying to decide which particular cantrip I want to pick up through Spell Sniper, because Spell Sniper gives you a free cantrip.
Yes, it does.
So, yeah, but it has to be one that requires an attack roll, because I figured that would help me out with like my Eldritch Blast and some of my other stuff that I have.
Yes, it pretty much
'Cause-
makes you a long-range sniper with Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Which later on,
You
if I
need
pick up
all the help you can get with that.
Yes.
Hey, he hit a couple of times for one. Doesn't that count?
Yes, yes, I did hit a couple of times for one. I cast Eldritch Blast 3 fucking times for a total of 6 fucking blasts, and it hit 1 for every single blast. So yeah, it kind of sucked. See, because I know you can cover fire, right, Nokris?
I can cover fire and ice.
Okay, because I know I've also got Frostbite. I know Ash has Frostbite.
I've got Radiant and Necrotic, and that's it.
Yep, you've got Radiant. You said you had Necrotic as well?
Yeah. Well, with Inflict Wounds, but yeah.
Yeah. So infrequent access to Necrotic. Let's see, because I know I can do psychic damage out the wazoo. See, I've got
Psychic
force
damage your wazoo.
Ayo. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know Kita is partial to calling down lightning on a motherfucker's head.
Yep, so thunder damage / electric damage is not something we really need.
I think acid is the only thing.
Okay, so Acid Splash would probably be a good pick.
Yes.
Nope, can't pick it because it's a save or die. It's a save.
Save or die.
Wow, Acid Splash turns save or die. It's not a targeted. That's fucking dumb.
It is just a splash, though, to be fair.
It's not really a die. It's just a save or ouch.
That doesn't sound as awesome.
I agree. I
though.
agree.
Well, let's see. We could do can't. Paladins and rangers don't get cantrips.
Nope.
Nope. What about Thorn Whip?
Now you're just getting frisky.
That's piercing at range. Oh wait, that's literally what 2 of our characters are based around. Let's see. Sacred Flame is a reflex thing. What about Bard spells? Bards don't have attack spells. What am I kidding?
Bards attack what?
You already have one of the Bard cantrips in Vicious Mockery.
Yeah. I've got like half the Bard cantrips because Bard and Warlock have a lot of shared spells. So Acid Splash isn't a bad idea, but I need something that requires an attack roll. What about Chill Touch? Chill Touch is range?
Yeah, it's like 30 feet.
Wow. Oh, and it's necrotic. Boom. There we go. I'll take it.
Simply chilling.
Hello, wizard.
Get out.
All right. Well, thanks for coming tonight, guys. It's been great. Catch
Bye.
you-
See you later.
Great session 5. Great session 5.
Great session 5, guys. Excellent work.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Sunday. But only on Mondays.
So let's see here. Well, I already have Mage Hand, and I have many other illusions, so using a Spectral Hand to deliver necrotic damage is not entirely out of character.
Nope. Not in the least.
That's a little bit early there, Keto.
I don't know what
She-
you're talking about.
She
Excuse
just
me.
wants to initiate.
Are you rolling initiative because I'm slinging necrotic damage, Miss Druid? Am I a little too close to the evil end of... Okay, I'm chaotic good, so there's really no evil in there.
I mean, I went insight just to see how bad that joke really was, to be fair, yeah.
Alright, well, Beyond is having major issues loading my character sheet now. This is awesome.
Yeah, I was running into a couple of like 4 pages too, so
Hmm.
you just have to refresh the page.
Alright, cool. Let's see here. Awesome, now I can yeet invisible
Insight check.
hands. That's right, the range gets doubled on all of my attack spells.
Yeah, that's why I said you become a long-range sniper, and why I'm still surprised you didn't think about the charisma invocation.
Well, I mean, that only applies to Eldritch Blast, so...
I know, but you're 240 feet out. No one's going to find you easily.
Excuse you, sir, I would be 600 feet out.
Okay, correction.
Because
600.
if you take...
My point still remains valid, even more so now.
I wouldn't need to be invisible anymore, because I'd just shoot him with Eldritch Blast from beyond the horizon.
As long as you could see them or knew that they were there.
You
That's
wouldn't
my
get
take
out
on-
of the town. You just stay in town when we get off adventures and snipe from there.
Sorry, I just imagined Ozzy like on the other side of town mouthing off about whoever the fuck, and you hear it, and it's just one damage from like a mile away, and my clothes rustle, and I'm just like, what the fuck was that?
A harsh wind.
For
Right.
you, the
Is everybody all set now with their leveling?
Yes.
I think so.
Perfect. Okay. Wonderful. So, it is the next morning. Everything's going great. Everyone had a nice long rest. Scylla's still kicking around. And she even lets you know that she might just stay around this town for a little while because it's kind of interesting. And she can get in with the locals and waste time and not have to actually do her job while you're doing it for her. So, she's going to chill in Leyland.
Yeah, fuck that bit.
Right, exactly. Yeah, fuck that bitch. So, with that being said, the council, the 3 that are in charge of the current operations of the city, asked if they could have an audience with you today after, your successful, victorious hurrah of saving everyone and or the day last night.
Mm-hmm.
And they are waiting at your beck and call by the town square, which is this location right there.
Okay. Well, if they're waiting there, we might as well go see what they want.
Agreed.
I still have questions for who we took prisoner, but I'll deal with that after I find out what these.
I will stay 240 feet away from the party. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's go.
I will get in the tallest tower.
All right, so
Are there any,
Conveniently, there is a large tower.
Are there any like shops? I think I asked this last time, but I don't remember. Are there any like shops?
There is a couple of shops in operation in the town. There is one that is a peculiarities shop, which is over here. And then there is a standard run-of-the-mill general store that is this one right there.
Okay.
But beyond that, many of the other things you would normally find in a town have not fully been set up because they're still building them back up.
Okay, I want to go shopping after we talk to this council guy.
Okie doke.
Sounds good.
So I take it everybody's going to go and meet the council at the square? Was that accurate?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so you approach the town square. There are the 3 council members there present. Just been kind of waiting around, directing the other individuals working in the city, various masons and carpenters, pointing at drawings and pointing off in the distance to tell them to go do things. They see you start to approach, and they kind of nod approvingly, welcoming you. And Marigold, the level-headed one, let's say, of the group, pipes up first to let you know. Thank you very much for helping us out last night. I appreciate it. We could not have taken care of that issue in a timely manner on our own, and your presence was exceptionally welcomed.
I'm sorry. Helping out? Helping out? I'm pretty sure we damn well saved your asses. Just saying, you know, fucking elementals, lightning, you're fucking.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We may have another request for you if you're available to partake in it.
Why am I not surprised?
What's the
Does he get a big yellow exclamation point over his head?
Maybe.
Is he standing in a really conspicuous spot?
He is in the town square by the well.
Are we gonna have to go in the well?
No.
Name your request.
No. So Marigold asks, if it's possible, we have a local goat herd that has been grazing a flock, and we need to take it to sale so we can generate money to be able to pay for more resources down here and start to become a little self-sufficient instead of reliant upon the Lord's coin.
You
You
want us to
goat
protect
herders?
goats?
Yes. Not just any goats, these are giant goats.
Define giant.
Yes, please.
Yo, can I ride it?
Alright, so giant goats are just large goats, basically. I think they're about 4 feet tall, give or take.
Damn.
Yes, as you can probably ride it.
Yo, I'm
probably
in
could
if I
ride
can
it.
keep one.
Has he just found a new mount?
I think we should take this request.
Where do they need to be sold to?
Alright, so the sale is going to happen in Findalen, which is a small little town to the northeast of here. The only real hitch is you have to take, because she will not let them out of her sight, the goat herd herself along on the trip.
And this would be who exactly?
Alright, so the goat herd's name is Pinchwit Wigglehoof.
I
Sorry,
legitimately
come
again.
burst out laughing as soon as I hear that name. Like rolling
That's
on the floor
classic.
laughing.
Wait,
Are
can
you
you repeat it? I'm
serious?
trying to write it down.
Pinchwit Wigglehoof. She is a
Wiggle hoof.
Yes, Wigglehoof.
God damn it.
Okay.
Is she a rotund little halfling?
No, she's not rotund. She's just small.
She's just small.
She
In
can
either
come if she
case.
can fit in my pack.
I mean, I'm sure she could, but she would, I'm sure, very much rather ride on either one of the goats or run along with them, herding them. Because somebody certainly will need to herd the flock as you travel. So if you're in for that, I will go and find Pinchwit for you and let her know that I have an escort that will take her.
Might as well. We need to head that way anyhow. Possibly.
Are kind of as a sidebar to everyone else, trying to say this quietly to the group, rather so that they don't hear it. Are we taking this mission as well as Silas? We have a dangerous package we're supposed to be finding.
We can drop off the goats first before we deal with the package.
It's on the way.
I believe so. Because from what I remember of Scylla telling us is that they could possibly be up north. We just don't know exactly where. If we have a good idea where this town actually is, and I'll kind of turn to Marigold and ask her, how far away is this town?
So it's about 3 days. However, it's through the uplands and not along the roads.
Gunhill
Uplands
or
is
Ash?
forest.
It
Just
is
I do-
indeed forest.
Either of you know about these uplands? I'm from further north, and I have no idea.
Well, I can
Would
tell
my
you.
character know about these woods, Junie, based off
Would
of
I
my
know?
past?
If you want to roll history for me.
I will. Hold on.
Can I, since I've traveled in the
Sure.
wrong with coast?
I'm an explorer that specializes in forested areas, so I'm okay with it.
I'm waiting for caster's roll too. Okay. So yes, you are familiar with these woods. They're just a stretch of land notable in the southwestern Sword Coast. Nothing too crazy's happened in them that you're aware of that's been reported, but you do know that there are some creatures of the night and other things that live among the woods. But Pinchwit also knows the way, so as long as she's with you, you'll be able to find the path. This is not her first journey from here to there.
What's the pay?
The pay will be 20% of the proceeds.
20%?
20%.
What exactly are you guys expecting as proceeds?
Well, depending upon the barter and the bargain that Pinchwit is able to work out with, the vendor on the other side, we'd be looking anywhere between probably 1,200 to 1,500 gold.
As an aside to the party, how much did what's her name promise us?
200, I believe.
platinum.
And that's to split amongst everybody?
Yes.
So
This is paltry in comparison.
Aye.
yeah.
Well, a gold's gold, so I'm in. But I don't make the decisions. Nocris, this is all you.
We can also help find out a bit better about the bandits, where if they're harassing there to the north, or if it is just more centralized towards here. Tablet has this bargain anyways.
You certainly could potentially learn a couple things from the locals in Fandalin if you do head that way. That is for sure.
I mean, if we're heading that way anyway, money's money.
It sounds like free gold.
How many goats are we talking about here?
Oh, it's a herd. There's quite a few. I'd estimate somewhere in the realm of 50 to 80.
I mean, they're goats in a forest. What can happen?
Excuse me, have you not played The Witcher?
I was waiting for you to say that.
No, I haven't.
Toss that coin to your. Oh God!
What's a Witcher?
All right, there, Monster Hunter. Stop asking what a Witcher is.
All right, so Marigold.
So, wait, how much are these goats supposed to be going for? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, roughly, let's say 80 goats equates to about 1,200 to 1,500 gold, depending upon the rate that can be bargained.
Yep. Which I'm Persuasion Master over here. I'm more than happy to contribute my specific skill set to this.
Ash is pretty little. Can she ride one of these goats?
I'm sure many could.
I want a goat so bad.
Is this just because you're trying to smother your memories of honey?
Yes.
I'll turn to Marigold. It looks like we're in agreement. We'll take on the job of guarding Pinchwit. Seriously, her parents need to be slapped for that name.
I will be sure to let her know when I summon her.
Good. In the meantime, I have to go talk to the friend we bought back the other day.
Sure. I'll have Pinchwit meet here probably about a little past midday, so you have some time to, wander about and deal with things around the area if you need to.
Thank you. And then
Marigold, sorry. Marigold was she's like the head of the church, right?
Correct.
Or like the head of the restoration.
Correct. The Shrine of Lathander. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm keeping track of all the named people in that document I penned last week.
That was so helpful, by the way. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Marigold, I do have a question before we head on our way.
Oh, okay. What can I help you with?
Are you familiar with the children that are in the care of you?
Yeah, somewhat. Not necessarily their direct caregiver, but we have many children we look after here. Yes, I'm familiar with some of them.
How are the children that we saved?
Oh, Smithwell and Bernice? Oh, they're doing fine now. They've still got their usual troublemaker ways, but they are no worse for wear, thanks to you.
Bunch of fucking brats.
And the other children are doing well.
Yes, they've all acclimated back. It was a bit of a fright to have to run them off down the road quickly, but everyone is settling back in nicely.
Do I believe her?
Would you like to roll your perception to check?
Insight checks.
Not great.
As best as you can discern, he is honestly telling you the truth.
Okay. I'll just kind of give her a nod, or give him a nod, and kind of hang in the back of the group.
Okay. Well, I will be on my way then. Remember, a little past midday, right here by the well. I'll have Pinchwit ready. And Marigold makes his way off to find Pinchwit among the town. The bustle of the square is active around you. There's carpenters and masons slowly working, cutting stone and shaping various braces and supports, beams, and all kinds of other manner for construction.
You said a 3 days journey down to where we're going, right?
Mhm.
As he takes off to the markets to buy supplies, can I just tally up whatever we need and
Yeah.
mark off the gold?
I think we're all headed to the market. The
Yeah.
little peculiarities shop.
Sure.
Yeah.
I need to get a horse because I'm tired
Okay.
of walking.
I'm going to buy a goat.
Are you going to buy a little goat? Because it's
No,
not
the biggest one.
Big gut.
Okay. All right. So first stop in the journey, you guys will make your way past the fishery, where you'll pick up some dried fish and other seaborne food that has been prepared and salted heavily so that you can keep it and travel with it. That's
While we're there, do I notice any ships of note in the?
you do not.
Thank you.
So after that, quick expense for the group. Each person pays about 2-3 gold to cover their food for the 3 days journey. If you want an additional amount of food on hand, you can pay an additional 2 gold.
Yep, there it is.
How much did you say that was?
2 or 3.
Like in terms of rations, how should I rate this?
Oh, that would cover 3 days of fine rations. So ain't eating no hardtack BS.
Gotcha. You said 3 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
I'll pay the extra 2.
Okay.
So that'll give me what? Better rations from what you said, or at least tastier.
It'll give you more quantity. You basically, it's still the fine rations, but you basically
Okay.
have more to be able to last you beyond 3 days.
Okay. So how many do I have with 5? Like worth 4 days?
You'd have, let's say, 4.5 days worth of food.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Next stop in the tour de markets.
Shopping.
We go over to the general store. There's not a ton that is here for sale, but there's various tools, trinkets, and otherwise that you might need for just about any everyday occurrence.
I wish to name it Trader Joe's.
Well, the individual who owns it is not named Joe, so they may take offense, but they don't really have a name for it as of yet either, so.
Well, then it's named for the store owner's dead wife, who was nicknamed Joe. I gotta be morose at some point.
Joe's
he
bait and
disagrees.
tackle.
He disagrees. However, you could roll if you would like to try to convince him.
Persuasion check.
Either with persuasion or intimidation, whichever you would like.
Persuasion. I'm a nice lady.
Bat your eyes.
Not that kind of nice lady. Oh.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
he doesn't really agree with you. He's still gonna
How
call it.
does
He's still gonna call it the
this
general
convince
store.
you? As I slide gold pieces across the counter. I'm kidding. I'm not actually doing that.
Okay.
I like my money in my purse.
I was gonna say you're very generous for a possible ex-thief.
X? Who said anything about stopping? Oh,
Look,
wait.
I wasn't trying to
crap.
assume, okay?
Don't everybody check your pockets at once?
This is the
You know
general
how I
store,
did
right? This isn't
that.
the
Correct.
peculiarities store.
Correct.
No.
Okay.
All right. I think at least I'm good here. I don't
Yeah, I don't need
Need
anything from here either.
anything.
Aside from
particularly.
horse and things that go with horse, that's all I really need. But that's more like a stables sort of thing.
Right, correct. Which is
So,
which is
horse tack
over
feed.
here on the edge of the town, right about there.
Yeah.
All right, so leaving from the general store, we make our way to the peculiarities shop. There is a whimsical Aluskan man inside, behind the corner. Welcome to my shop.
I
What can I
immediately
help
hate him.
Don't mind her.
He's from. Yeah, I mean, he's an Aluskan man. Oh no, you said Iluskan, not Luskan. Got it. Wait, those are practically the same thing. Shit.
John,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask him in a very specific dialect if there's anything interesting in his store.
And let me do a quick check here to see if he has anything you would be very interested in. So he kind of pulls you aside and lets you know something. Let me see if I can target you.
It's safe to assume nobody understands what I'm saying.
Probably.
Are you sure about that?
I'm
guess.
pretty sure.
I guess it just depends on the dialect you're speaking.
Yeah, no one else understands the particular
Okay.
dialect that you're uttering between each other.
Y'all speaking gibberish over there? Stop it.
I'm just immediately going through the shop looking for anything interesting. Very
with-
interested in everything.
I'm with Ash. I'm looking through, seeing if there's anything of peculiar note, particularly weaponry or anything like that that could help us.
Well, I just feel like a school kid on a fucking field trip, so I go wait outside.
Okay.
Very well. If you change your mind, let me know.
I will. Thank you, sir.
So, is there anything of note that either Ash or I find?
Yes. Let me roll again here. 1 second. And got 2 of these. They always make you roll such ridiculous things to figure out what these are.
It's a bloodstained meat cleaver.
69.
Oh yeah.
All right, so among his things, you will find a doorknob made of clear and irremarkable crystal. He also has for sale a deed for a parcel of land in a far off realm that you have never been to.
I
Can I just-
turn. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I turn to the man as we're looking at this, since I imagine we're either on the same side of the store and we both look at these things and give each other a look like, what the hell? And I turn to the man and I kind of wave him over and I ask him to give us a little bit of insight into these particular items.
Ah, well, this particular doorknob. They say that it was from a heavenly keep that no one has stepped foot in. And yet, here it is. I could part with it for 10 gold.
Fuck.
I'll take it.
A wise man.
Ash is just like sitting there holding the doorknob, just kind of looking at it, and like, what?
I'll
So-
take it.
So,
Just like hands
10
it
gold?
over to Ozzy.
10 gold, Ozzy, and you now have a crystal doorknob.
How the fuck do I add this to my inventory?
Put it on a chain and wear it around your neck, man.
You should be able to just go to equipment and then manage it.
And
And
you should be able to
pick
add
it.
a random item or something, yeah.
Yeah, add a custom item since I think it's custom, right, John?
Why would you need a doorknob when you could literally just break in through the window?
You're a great thief. Get out.
The
The other item?
it's a deed to
Alright.
some land that I've never heard
Correct.
of.
A deed to a far-off land.
Like-
As the whole thing with Azzy and the merchant is going down, can I just like take the squirrel out of my cloak and just kind of let him run around the shop and see?
You most certainly can.
Okay, wait. Do I know this far off land?
Nope.
Fuck you.
It is unknown to all of you. And even though many
So-
of you have traveled among quite a few number of different lands, yes.
Nope, probably doesn't exist.
Can I check if he's being honest about this thing?
Yeah, sure, if you want. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. As best as you can discern, he is telling you the truth.
It's legit, go for it.
And how did you come across these items? As I kind of give him a side eye in this, because I imagine there's a lot more stuff that's like this that are bobs and odds and ends of things. They're just either made of really strange materials or some other thing.
There's the rest of the items among the shop are pretty mundane looking. There's some jeweled looking knives and other ornamental pieces. No real actual jewelry though. Just things that you would see if it was a gift from someone that they'd given to someone as a particular item, either like on a birthday or a special event or something of that nature.
Okay. I thank you for your time, but I don't think there's anything of interest yet. If you find anything of interest while excavating from the tower, do let us know. I'm sure it'll be worth your while if you do. And Nokris heads outside.
Very well, very well.
I say bye in a very specific language.
He responds in turn to let you know safe travel.
I'm going to look for my squirrel, scoop him up, and take him outside with me on my shoulder after seeing what he found.
So the squirrel has returned to you with
The squirrel returned with 63 strawberries.
no. The squirrel returns with a. Hold on, I'm reading this table. It's pretty big. Hold on.
Klepto squirrel.
That's the problem with these loot tables in the appendix. Is like it's like, oh, here's like 40,000 items, and you roll a number, and now you got to figure out where it is.
And
Yeah.
then you roll this number to figure out the other table you have to reference.
Exactly.
You see, Caged Squirrel is what we call chaos incarnate.
You're not wrong. He's very not right in the head. He's very broken. I highly debated when I was making this character on having a ferret instead or a raccoon, but I like the idea of a really stupid.
So he brings you back a scrying glass lens.
But just the lens.
Just the lens.
I just tuck it in my bag and keep going. Well, friends, I think that concludes our shopping business.
I have to go talk to our other friend that we brought back the other day. If any of you want to join me, you're more than welcome.
I
I'll join
believe
you.
someone still needed horses.
Correct. The horses in the stables are over here.
Do we want to take care of that on our way out?
You could definitely do that. And if you give me like 2 minutes to AFK real quick, I will be right back.
Junie.
So
fine.
decide
break.
decide if you're gonna hit the stables or if you're gonna go wander somewhere else or if you're gonna split up and go interrogate or how we're gonna play this. All
Okay,
back
go
in 2
pee.
minutes.
Bye.
Be right back with him.
Yeah, I personally, I don't need a horse, so that's my plan, is to go interrogate and see if we can learn anything about that.
I would preferably like to get the horses on the way out so that if this pinchwit bitch doesn't give me a goat or doesn't let me buy a goat, I can buy a horse.
Probably not a bad idea. Gunhild, are you going to share anything that you two were talking about, or? Or he might have gone too, I forgot. A warlock with very dexterous fingers.
Hey, quick group question.
Mhm.
Do you guys want to buy a wagon?
Yes. That would actually be really helpful, I think. What do you guys think? You want to go in?
It'd be a good investment for sure.
Well,
All right, I'm
then
back.
Maybe not right now though, because we're going to the woods. Actually,
I have returned.
Yeah, can we do a covered wagon? Because my fabulous ass needs to keep her hair out of the weather. So
I'm just gonna ride my horse.
All right, so
John.
what have we decided?
the Old Town Road.
We've decided that we're gonna do the horses on the way out,
Okay.
and
No, we're not gonna do the horses. We're gonna buy the horses.
that shut up.
Suit yourself.
Jurg, man. Jurgs.
We're going to go to the stables on the way out of town, and I think we decided we were going to maybe look for a wagon or a covered wagon, and that we're going to go talk to them.
Okay, fair enough.
Correct.
So, in the order of operations, I assume then we're going to interrogate, then head to the stables and try to locate some pack animals and or a wagon of some kind.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so you make your way back to this location where they had set up some stockades down along the fence line. You find that your particular prisoner is still there. He's now conscious. He's kind of unsure about what's happening around him and where he is.
I asked the guards, has anyone fed him yet?
They nod that they have not fed him.
Okay. If that case, I ask them to let me in with him. I'm going to talk with him, and I'm sure I'll be fine.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Okay, all right.
I'm not worried about him either.
So once they let me in, I have them close the door and lock it behind me just to be safe.
Okay. Fair.
And I look at the guy, and what does he actually look like? Now that I have a chance to actually look and that I care.
Sure, sure. He's kind of like a very scraggly looking barbarian. He's very wild and unkempt. Because you stripped him of everything else, you can see that he's very well muscled for his age and stature.
You, what's your name?
He's coming. He's coming for you all.
Who?
The Lord, the Storm Lord, he's coming.
It's hard to believe that when I don't even know what this Storm Lord is. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your priest friend, the one who can probably talk with the Storm Lord, I take it?
Talos speaks to all of us in ways that we might not yet understand. But if you listen, you can hear him. You catch him kind of making a weird gesture with his hands, cupping his ears. You hear nothing.
I kind of look towards my cleric and some of my other magically inclined friends and give them a nod, and I mouth the words, see if there's magic about, as I turn back to him. He might be... Go ahead.
Do you want me to cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, you can ritual cast it. I'll keep him busy for 10 minutes.
I don't know how to do that.
You just say you ritual cast it. It basically
Okay,
makes it so you don't burn a spell slot.
Okay, I do that.
Okay, so I will converse with him for 10 minutes. I'm going to ask him, again, what's his name, try and get him to be more cohesive so that he's not constantly just, he's coming, and I will roll a diplomacy check for that.
Okay.
Or persuasion.
You could probably roll diplomacy.
There is none. That's why I changed it.
Oh, I'm sorry, persuasion.
I keep forgetting.
I'm going off of the old methodology of having a bajillion different things.
I am too.
Oh, you mean 3.0 when you had spot and search?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, with your
19.
persuasion,
what's your name, and why don't you tell me about yourself?
Talos
is fine. But...
The most that you get out of him is that his name is Gub, and that Talos will take you all.
So, I'll keep trying to get him to come out, and I'll get his Gub, and so that the 10 minutes can pass, so then Ash can kind of see what's going on, if there is any magic about him or around this particular area that's in close proximity.
Barbarian, man. Let's just be done with him. He's better off dead.
The only ramblings that you continue to get out of him is that Talos is coming, and he's speaking the word, and you just have to listen.
What is the word?
He can't tell you. He doesn't have the knowledge or the intellectual prowess to be able to tell you anything more.
Bird is the word. Bird.
So, I pass it off to Ash now so that you can kind of tell her what she sees while this is going on.
You see a chock full of nothing.
Mm.
Great. Can we leave now? This guy's giving me hurt.
Yep.
Do we end him or leave him be?
I'm going in for the kill. Fuck you guys.
I kind of hold Azzy back. We don't need to judge him. They've already done that, I'm sure. And I just kind of look at the guards to see what they are planning to do.
These guards couldn't even defend themselves against these barbarians. These half-wits. And you really want to leave 2 of them to kill 1 of him? Look, man. You're the boss here, so...
I again look at the guards and I ask them as I step out, what's the plan with him? Have you decided what his fate will be yet?
Well, he attacked the town, so he'll be put to death.
I kind of just look at Azzy and it's like, you want to, be my guest.
I take
I
a
can't
minute.
stop you
and size up these guards using my fucking my fighter ability. What the fuck is it called? Go fuck yourself. Know your enemy. So, are these guys gonna be able to fucking take this guy down? Are they gonna be able to subdue him enough to fucking hang him or do whatever the fuck they need to do?
1 second here. Let's see. Yep.
Great. All right. I just leave.
I kind of just look at the guards and I nod, and I just say, just make sure it's quick. And
We will take that under advisement. All right, so I guess we're done with the prisoner at this point. I don't think there's much else you're going to glean out of him.
No.
It's starting to get towards midday.
As we're leaving, can I cast Thaumaturgy on him and kind of make him hear whispers, just like kind of to... No, not like in a mean way, but like so that he thinks the Stormlord's talking to him.
Sure.
How is that not?
Bird is the
How's
word.
it not mean?
You make them say the bird is the word.
No, no, absolutely not. No, I want him to be like fulfilled, like the Stormlord is talking to him
barbarian.
before he dies.
No, fuck him. He's a barbarian. He's lucky I didn't run
No,
him.
fuck you. Go away. That's what I do, and then I.
He starts singing. Bird is the word.
What time is it now after all of our...
Exploits.
Yeah.
It's getting to be midday. You still have a little bit of time yet before you need to meet up with Pinchwit.
Okay. Why don't we go and secure the horses and the cart now, if possible? That way we don't have to do it with Pinchwit still in tow, and then we can just go.
All right. Fair enough, if that's what you would like to do.
I'm suggesting it to the group. We don't have to do that.
I mean, yeah, we have time. We don't really have anything else to do in town.
Okay. So you make your way downtown, or kind of uptown, I guess, to the stables. You see a bunch of pack animals here. Horses, some oxen, or oxen-alike beasts. And there are some wagons, some spare axles and wheels, a couple of which have canopies on them.
As he walks over to the wagons and starts inspecting them, make sure that they'll hold up through rough terrain, and begins negotiating, I'm sure.
Just a point, my friends. We're going to traverse a forest that doesn't have a road to get these goats to the next city. How are we going to get a covered wagon through the forest with no road?
A wagon might be more of an option after we do the fourth path. Once we're on a path that'll take us to actual roads.
Even if we leave the wagon here, it's still storage for us. So, if you'd rather wait to buy one, we can. It's just a suggestion.
It's best to do it now. I'm with Azzy on this. We'll at least have it when we need it. And we won't have to go through the possibility of them not having one at that point. Granted, I don't think that's going to be the case, but...
With as many people traveling in and out of this town, now that it's safe again, they may not have any more room.
Depends how much you want me to be then.
The merchant agrees with Ash and lets you know that the price for a nice covered wagon would be 95 gold pieces, and he'll even throw in
Done.
a spare wheel or two to go with it to make it an even 100.
Sure.
You got any
Great.
extra blankets hanging around?
He does.
Good. Throw those in the deal. How about 15 extra gold for the blankets?
He agrees.
Cool. Didn't even have to bargain.
You have
I
some,
didn't have to cast friends on somebody in order to make a great deal.
you have some lovely new stray infested blankets. Straw infested blankets that are now
Okay.
in the back of the cart.
So that's about
So-
16 gold for everyone, I think.
Correct. 7 for 90. Oh, call it 100. Split by 7, plus 15 from Talia for the blankets, unless you want to split that too. So basically 115 by 7.
Well, Sawmorn doesn't have that kind of cash, but I'll cover his part from Goonhild.
Ah, now you see the advantage of having two characters.
Well, he ain't got no money.
He
How
spent a
much
lot.
did you say?
16
Okay.
roughly.
And then I've got an extra 15 on top of that, so
Yeah. So if
well,
you're
I'll throw in a 20. So
yeah, don't worry about the blankets portion. I'll cover the cost of the blankets.
so if it's just 100, then it's probably like 14.
Yeah, it's about 14
14
gold a
per
per person.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Mhm.
I also would like to ask this guy for tools, since I imagine that nobody here has any in case the wagon does break.
that is a good call.
I have
Yep,
wood
yep.
carver's tools, but I don't. That's more of like an artisan thing, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it says special tools include the items needed to pursue a craft or trade.
Right. So basically, if you were going to be a woodworker, you'd have like various trowels and lathes and things like that for being able
Okay,
to carve wood with.
so it would be carpenter's tools for, I guess, like
Yeah, or like
Parts
For
and
building
stuff.
and construction. Yep. So he
Like
he
I don't
will
have-
right.
he will sell you a set of carpenter's tools for 25 gold.
Done.
Make it 15.
25 gold.
15.
25 gold.
15.
He keeps the carpenter's tools.
You son of a bitch. I give you 25.
God damn it!
I'm almost sorry.
I'm almost sorry.
25 gold.
Right. Well, now we have carpenter's tools. We have a fucking hooded wagon. You're fucking welcome. And
Wait, a hooded wagon?
Yes.
Does
covered
that just
wagon,
mean it's a
whatever
wagon from the
want.
poor side of
I'm gonna
town?
fucking headbutt you.
Does it lift its left arm up in the air and say Zeal?
Oh God.
Done. Can anybody drive this thing?
that would be animal handling, right?
Yes.
I have +2 at animal handling.
I've got
actually-
I have a +5.
I've got a +5.
Great. How much for
The druid has lower than like the city girl. I just want to point that out.
All right. So
I'm gonna headbutt you too. This is what's gonna happen. You wait till I get my goat. Fuck you.
So how much for? Is this a 1-horse cart or a 2-horse?
Two-horse cart.
All right. How much for 2 horses?
2 horses, 120 apiece, 240 for a set, and that'll include some food for them, some oats and some straw. Probably
much was
enough.
it?
I'll cover
Probably
the
enough
cost.
about a week's worth of their food.
If
I've
we're not
got-
taking the, well,
240 gold is the total.
I'll cover the cost. I've got a ton of cash left over that I didn't spend from character creation. So.
Yeah, you and
Me
me
too.
both.
Yes, I have expendable stuff. So 240, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Junie,
Mm-hmm.
do any of these horses look like honey?
None of these horses look like honey. No.
Honey's at the glue factory.
Shut up.
No, Honey is still alive, but Honey is not here.
Honey was the boss, okay? Honey was the ringleader of all that shit that was going down.
Honey may continue to be the boss. You just have to find Honey first.
Honey's an
Honey's
insular
real master of the
Talos.
Empire was Honey.
Okay, anyway.
With our horses now purchased, a covered wagon, the tools to repair it, and everything else, let's make our way. Let's make our way to go towards Marigold and meet this Pinchwit.
Do we have a map
A
Of the
map
local
of-
area, I'm guessing.
of where we're going, the roads leading to and fro, you know, the kind of basic necessities that we need to travel accurately?
That's
This
what
is-
Pinchwit's for.
This is the map you have as well.
That's it? Like, we don't have anything that details
That's-
local
that's it.
surroundings?
You are
Alright.
here. Van Dalen is here. And I assume that you're going to basically try to take the most direct path to get there. Rather than, dick around anywhere other direction because you can't take the road.
Alright, and where are we going?
Van Dalen.
Fuck my life. Alright, cool. So, if it's okay with everybody, I'm gonna tether my horse to our cart now and begin writing a map as we go using my cartography tool. Because fuck you, I got them. I'm gonna fucking use them.
Thank you. It will be helpful in the days to come.
All right, so you have all that now. It's all in your possession. And it's getting to be time to meet up with Marigold and Pinchwit.
Let's go.
Coolio.
Okay. So you make your way to the town square where Marigold is waiting and a short, not rotund female gnome is waiting. She's dressed in simple goat herder's clothes, some raggedy woolen overalls, a shirt with a little shawl over it, some thick boots. So you must be the adventurers taking me north, huh?
Would seem so.
Well, I'll tell you, my goats are fine goats, the finest goats. I'll make all of the money we need. Just you wait.
Are you ready to go?
Oh, of course, yes. I have the goats all penned up and herded outside the town. I'll go grab them and we'll be on our way as soon as you're ready.
Sounds good. We'll meet you there.
All right, just take the eastern gate and go about 20 yards to the east, and you should see the pen.
Okay. I'll turn to everyone. Is there anything else we need to do before we go? Are you all set?
I'm good.
I need a potty
I'm
break.
good.
Ready when you are.
What was that night?
Do not make me turn this car around, Ozzy.
We're not getting nuggies, okay?
But the nuggies.
She
We have them at home.
she looked at me again. Tell her to stop. Are we there yet?
I will turn to Marigold and I'll ask him. So, the barbarian that you now are dealing with mentioned something about Talos and the Storm Lord. Does that ring any bells for you?
There's been rumors of the cult coming into this region. It doesn't really surprise me that he might be among them. I don't yet know how strong they might be, though, so I would take caution, especially when you're outside of the city.
And what about the Storm Lord?
Oh, it's simply Talos, Lord of the seas and the storms.
Very well.
Oh, Lord, your season storms, bitch.
bet you will. So you guys will wander your way out and meet up with Pinchwit. There are, in fact, 78 goats present. Giant goats. Many of them are a off palish gray-white shade of their wool. Almost like a rock wool kind of color.
Ash is immediately just enamored, like walking over to them and like using druid craft to make really sweet grass for them to eat out of her hand.
How old are you? Fucking 5? They're goats.
Pinchwit takes notice of your kindness and fondness of the goats and comes over and says, "Oh, you really like these goats, don't you? They are quite a lovely thing."
Where I'm from, we have goats, but never this big.
I will tell you, these are fine goats. They're my specialty. I've raised them.
Are they friendly? Are they rideable?
Oh, they are very friendly and tame. You could ride them, yes. I probably will ride one myself.
How much can I give you right now for your biggest goat? Friendliest, biggest.
Ooh, my friendliest, biggest goat. Well, she sits there for a moment and kind of thinks, looking in the air, kind of pointing and fingering at her upper lip. Probably.
I'll finger your upper lip.
Yeah. Anyways, she says she could part with her largest for 90 gold pieces.
Done. Ash just immediately hands over 90 gold.
Okay. She takes the gold happily, places it in her purse, and wades her way through the sea of goats in the pen. It comes back towards you, carting along behind her by a set of improvised reins, a rock wool goat, probably about 4 feet, 2 inches in height off the ground. Looks sturdy, has horns, and is a male. And she named him Dave, but you can name him whatever you like.
Out. Go away.
Dave is perfect.
I hate you. You know what you've done. You know what you've done.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been fingering your upper lip.
Brilliant.
Right?
Oh, that's brilliant.
I will never forgive you.
What you can't hear is that Kita is probably laughing hysterically right now.
I love it. I just immediately get on this goat and just start riding it around, just gleefully. The entire time, just petting it, going, "Good boy, Dave. Good boy."
Excellent.
Dave's the girl.
Oh no.
No, Dave's a boy.
Dave is the boy. Can tell by the size of the horns. All
Really,
right, so-
John? Really?
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not drinking anything. That could have been bad. Ugh.
All right, so Pinchwit takes one of the goats and gets on to ride the goat. And
I want
motions that
to
she's ready.
cast a druid craft on my goat, and I want to just start weaving like pretty flowers on his,
Okay.
and then I'm satisfied. I'm done.
Excellent work, Talia. That's perfect. So if there's no other hanging elements here, let's go ahead and make our way underway. Pinchwit is ready if you are.
Yeah. We're just taking our horses, right?
Down the Old Town Road.
With a bag of Doritos on the back.
I would assume that's probably the case. I mean, if you want to take the wagon, you're welcome to, but I can't promise that it'll make it in one piece.
Yeah, we'll just take our horses. I just wanted to be sure.
Okay.
But the real One Piece is like friends you make along the way.
It's
I was promised treasure, not friendship.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Luffy's dumb enough to think it's actually treasure.
I don't know. I think Ash has found treasure to her and a friend for life.
He's perfect.
And if we run out of food, we have land now. Goat.
No, we're
Probably a
not
bit
gonna do
harder
that.
to eat.
I will burn this entire party.
I was gonna say I'm not getting between that.
Now
Goat
that
and
my
her.
map has loaded as well, let me get my freehand tool out here to draw your guys' progression. So you set out here from Leyland, and you begin making your way up through the hills along here, and you roughly get to about this location on the first day. It's kind of still been a lot of lowlands and flat rolling hills, nothing too crazy, nothing too heavily forested just yet, because you haven't quite made it into the more uplands areas just yet. Upon your first evening, you guys make camp. Pinchwit basically just kind of corrals the goats, herds them together in an area, and pens them in loosely, but allows them to roam as they please. They generally stick together as a herd or a pack just because that's their nature, and they don't deviate too far from that.
I'll go and gather some firewood and tinder and stuff so that we can have a fire.
All right, sure.
As he kind of tracks their progress via an improvised map, so
Mhm.
kind of localizes the area, marks down how far they traveled, where they laid camp, and any interesting features of the land. Speaking of which, is there anything interesting around us when we make camp aside from trees?
There's really nothing noticeable that's noteworthy. You can see the mountains to the south down here. Those are fairly noticeable. You see that there could even be some small little outcroppings or little areas that could be of interest, like a location over here, and there's another location that's over here that you can see off in the distance up some elevation in height.
He marks them down, kind of on a separate sheet, just for later exploration, in case he finds free.
All right, sure thing.
I will help Pinchwit with the herding of the goats, and then after we're done with that, Ash just kind of looks around at any of the, flora, and maybe takes a couple wildflowers and sticks them in her journal as she writes for.
All right, excellent.
I'll get a small fire going after, making a little kit for it, for some warmth at night.
All right.
Anything coming from my weapon?
Your weapon is not currently showing anything.
Excellent.
Once Nokris returns from gathering firewood and gets a fire going, he'll also take a look at some of the local flora and fauna and see if anything catches his interest, particularly for medicinal uses.
You do find some wild herbs that you could use for anti-paralytics and some curative agents, but otherwise nothing too crazy.
All right, I'll grab those. And as the fire gets crackling and I imagine we eat into trail rations, I'll begin working on that with my herbalism kit.
Okay.
So I'll kind of take it out by the light and start grinding them down and doing all of that.
All right, fair enough. You've managed to concoct 2 anti-paralytic salves. And 1 healing balm.
Okay. Do you want me to just put those in as custom items?
Yeah.
I take it.
Yeah, you can throw them in custom items. All right. So the evening finishes quite simply. The sun begins to set. You make camp and eat. And you talk merrily about goats and the surrounding terrain. Some of you brood because, you don't like to talk about goats. Some of you write things down in journals and other books or make maps. And that is most of the evening's fun. Do you want to post watch?
Gunhild would like to take the first watch because she's got. I specialize with animals, so if they get a little restless or try to wander off, I can hopefully handle.
Okay, all right, fair.
Caster can take second watch.
Okay.
My familiar will pop out of its pocket dimension and take the remaining watches.
Okay.
Because then it can just alert us all.
Fair enough.
Familiar is a spider, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll just go hang out in a tree somewhere and watch everything. I mean, unless you guys don't trust the spider, that's up to you. If so, like, speak now.
I mean, most of us will be asleep. If you pop them out, right?
And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the spider can communicate and act independently of me, but it can also communicate with me telepathically. And I'm pretty sure, like, a spider voice in my head will creep me the fuck out and wake me the fuck up. At which point, I can just share senses and start figuring shit out and wake everybody else up.
And also, both Gunhild and Sobmorn have warning weapons, so those will wake everybody up.
There you go.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I see no need to disturb our sleep if we can get away with this.
Someone's abusing all chat. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm halfway watching my cousin Siege.
Okay. All right. So the evening goes through the watch cycles. And nothing of interest happens. And you wake up the next morning, ready to get underway for day 2 of this epic journey.
Wake me up before you go.
So you eat, and you pack, and you get back on your animals, and Pinchwit gets the herd together, and you begin moving again. And you start out making your way down towards the mountains to curve back around, and somewhere in this general vicinity, you start to hear the noise above you of wings flapping.
I look up.
You look out, and you see off in the distance, a good ways, a pair of wyverns flying and circling above you. Appear to be paying attention to the herd of goats that you are currently leading through the rolling hills.
Like 150 feet out?
Probably like 300-400 feet in the air.
Fuck you.
They're watching from a good distance.
Aziel ready his bow in case one of them takes a...
Yeah, I just pull my staff off of my back and just have it at.
Okay.
While the others are doing that, I'll turn to Pinchwit and try and keep an eye on the road as well and ask her, how often are wyverns a problem in this area?
Oh, they can show up from time to time. They like to roost in the mountains, and they always are looking for food, so... Shouldn't be anything for you adventurers, though, right?
a Nokris.
I give a nervous laugh.
Can we figure out if these sheep are gonna bolt or not?
Yeah. Tell me, how prone are your goats likely to bolt if an attack happens?
Well, I suppose that depends. They're not likely to sprill it up and run away, but I can't rule anything out, especially when you're dealing with something large enough to scare them like that.
I kind of look at we probably need to get them corralled and then wait for the wyverns to attack because they're going to keep hounding us until they get what they want.
We could just lure them in.
I could always shoot them with my bow, make them come down, or at least theoretically make them come. 600.
Look, man, if you want to take a pot shot, that's fine, but might be easier to separate 2-3 of the goats. Use them as bait.
Oh, it's money if they die, though. Granted, we're not getting a lot for this deal anyway, but
It's less money if 20 die.
I'm just saying, I don't want to fucking find goats. I'd rather just deal with a few dead goats.
So
It's the lesser of two evils.
So while you're deliberating, the wyverns take another pass and screech in the air, startling the goats.
Oh, they've made their
Fuck
move.
me.
And causing them to get into a panic. The goats attempt to split up and run in various directions.
oh, I try and help corral these guys to keep them from running off. Animal handling, come on for the win.
All right, roll animal handling for me.
I would also like to try and help.
Oh, that sucked.
Alright, I can actually help with this one. Sorry, I forgot that I was supposed to get an extra spell known, so I was digging through the list. Oops. You said animal handling?
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
I don't think it's going to be enough. That's a lot of goats.
We're focusing on the wrong problem here. There's only 2 wyverns. If we split
Yeah.
up,
That's what I was going to ask. Did they split?
You manage to rally the goats back together into a pack.
great.
The wyverns, sensing that they can't easily pick any goats off, decide to fly west for easier prey.
Fucking awesome.
Whew. Well, that was quite a moment, wasn't it?
Yes. What other dangers are we likely to face on this road as I turn to Pinchwet? And kind
What
of
else? What else do you forget to tell us about?
Well, I mean, there's many dangers in the wild, so it shouldn't really be that much of a shock.
It's a shock because you've traveled this road before.
Oh, sure, but not every travel you'll have wyverns flying around above, or wolves, or ogres, or any other manner of crazy things that might try to attack.
Whoa. Ogres?
Oh, sure. There's plenty of hills and mountains around. They'll be around as well.
I think that's kind of the point that we're asking you is what is local to this road that we are taking and we are most likely to encounter?
Oh, well, okay. Let's see. There's the wolves I noted. There could be ogres. Then we've seen the wyverns already. You could potentially run into some bandits, but it's less likely because we're so far from the road. I might run into a couple spiders here and there of the giant variety, but not likely. We're too far away from the thick forests, so I'd say it's probably only really between those couple things at this time of the year.
Okay. Well, the wolves we can deal with, and hopefully the fire at night should help keep them at bay. But we'll need to keep the goats close. The ogres is going to be a problem if they decide to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
It's only their problem.
Well, shall we be on our way then?
Yes. The gusto, please.
So after all of the fancy craziness, it's beyond midday, and you continue on your journey. Make a quick bend here because there is a treacherous area that the goats are not able to pass, and you wind up right about here at the end of day 2.
Okay. I will once again gather firewood and things for the night.
I'll assist.
I'll get a fire pit ready for when they get back. And then just keep an eye out around the area.
I'm helping Pinchwit again settle the goats.
Okay, excellent. They are at ease and are herded. You don't hear any wings or flapping in the skies above.
As me and Ozzy are collecting firewood, I'll ask him, so what made you leave the sea? Normally, sailors don't tend to like to be on dry land.
Well, couple things. I can't afford my own boat. Working for some asshole on the ocean kind of sucks. I don't know if you've ever been sailing. But, I'd much rather be my own captain. Exploring is my tick, not just the sea.
I've noticed that with the map. It's pretty good handiwork.
Appreciate it.
And that'll be it, and then Nokris will finish gathering up firewood and start to head back.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, so camping, similar as the night before. There's jovial feasting around the campfire. There's some people writing in books. There's some people scowling. There's some people not paying attention to what's happening. And generally, it's all fine. How would you like to handle watch?
Nokris will take first watch tonight.
I'll assist with first watch.
I'll
Okay.
stand second.
I'll go third.
All right. And I need one more watch cycle.
Gunhead will take it.
Spider time. Oh,
Okay. So Gunhill will be 4th. All right. First watch happens. Everyone turns in that's not staying up for watch. And Ash and Koval are both present. Nokris is both present.
I'll take a look around to make sure that there's no wolves or ogres about.
You don't particularly hear anything or see anything, but if you would like, you can roll an insight check for me.
I will do that for you. Insight, right?
You don't detect anything out of the ordinary.
Jeez.
Does my bow wake me up?
Nope.
I'll turn to Ash as we're on watch and I'll ask her, you haven't been much away from your druidic circle, have you? Or your local area?
No, this is the first I've traveled outside of my woods.
How are you finding it?
Different.
You'll find the world is very different, but it presents a lot of unique things.
And that's why I left my woods. New adventures, money, new trinkets.
I've noticed that with your little friend.
Yeah. Just kind of like look down in my lap, and the squirrel is just like weirdly limp, passed out across my knee. He's a bit of a broken thing, but he's my broken thing.
It's good. We all have our broken things. And after that, I kind of toss her one of the paralytic salves I made. So you have one of those in your inventory now.
Thank you. Ash kind of plays with it, and then she like sticks it inside of a little pocket in her clothes.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that is the end of that watch.
Yeah, and then we'll wake up Ozzy.
Ozzy will take second watch. Nothing amazing is happening, as you would much expect. You don't hear anything. You don't really see anything going on. If you would like, you can roll an insight roll to see if you can tell if there's anything happening or not. Alright, so you roll 17. You think something might be off a little bit, but you're not quite sure what.
Which one of you has the bow?
Both Gunhild and Sobmorn have bows, or weapons of warding.
I'll wake up Sovmorn, and well, I guess since he's not here, I'll wake up Gunhild
Sure.
and kind of softly say, "I think something's not right. You getting anything from your bow?"
Anything from the bow?
The bow is not currently displaying anything.
What about the goats? What are they doing?
Well, the goats are kind of in their little herd. They're moving around a little bit, more than you'd expect them to, but if you'd like, you can roll an animal handling to see if you can sense the nature of the goats.
Can I do the same?
Sure.
Oh, mine's terrible. I rolled a natural 1.
Just goat things.
Jesus fucking Christ.
As best as you can
Do-
discern,
Go
the
ahead.
goats are just doing normal goat things.
Do I wake up during any of this that's happening?
Nope, you do not.
D&D makes it pretty hard to wake up from something unless it's like battle, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Swear to God, if fucking that little fucking pinchwit is out there fucking a goddamn goat. I kind of storm into the herd a little bit.
You don't find Pinchwit among her goats.
I'm going back to sleep. It's quiet. My bow's not telling me anything's or
Sorry to wake you.
if it's a miss, it's not within like 30 feet of it.
So, the end of second watch comes. The third watch member, I believe Luke's Caster.
I'm sorry, what's going on? What did I miss?
Not much, yeah.
Not much. It was basically second watch, and as he was able to tell that something might have been amiss, but nothing really that was notable, and checked the goats and woke up Volucha. Volucha's bow didn't show anything, and then they kind of went back to bed. So it's now third watch, and Caster is now awake. Similarly as before, you can sense that the goats are moving about, which the more you think about it and the later that the night gets, seems a little odd that goats would be moving in the middle of the night. You would think that they would be asleep.
Can I insight?
Sure. Yeah, you could roll insight. So from your insight, you can tell that something is definitely making the goats stir. They are certainly getting restless, as if you think something might be coming this way, but You're not sure what it is, where it's coming from, or exactly how long it might be until they get here.
I'll wake up my druid friend and ask her to talk to the goats.
All right, I wake up. What? Why are you waking me up? What's?
The goats are being weird. It seems like something I found. I know you like the goats.
They're
so maybe
giant
you can
fucking
talk to them?
goats. They're,
Talk to your goat friends.
Yeah, but they look scared. Talk to them. Make them feel better.
just kind of like haphazardly, I pick up my staff and wave it at the goats, and I cast Speak with Animals on the nearest.
Okay. So as you begin to commune with that goat, the goat can tell you that it smells something on the air, and it doesn't like it, and it's very restless and would much prefer to move, but nobody's directed the herd to leave yet, and it's kind of tired and sleepy and would like to sleep.
I kind of like pat the goat on its nose and ask it if it can maybe elaborate a little more. Like, does it smell like a wolf? Does it smell like a?
It's definitely not a beast, not a furry beast. I can smell something though, more than just one something, and it's certainly coming this way.
Feeling kind of uneasy, Ash immediately stands up and kind of relays this to Castor, and just she's very uneasy at the uneasiness of the goat.
Okay.
I'd feel better having the others up. What do you think? Ashton's already woke you up. Do you think
I
it'd be
think that's a great
good?
idea. We should do that right now. Right now.
Everybody wake up. Bad things are happening.
Okay. So you start waking everybody up. And as everyone's coming to and getting together and trying to figure out what's happening, the faint glow of a bow and a particular sword start to glow.
Oh, I'm awake now. So, Sovmorn, we're both wide awake.
Can I look? Where's Pinchwick? Can I look around and find
Pinchwick is sleeping by the fire, although she's starting to wake up because you're obviously waking everybody up, making commotion, and so now she's awake as well.
I walk over to her and I kind of just put my hand on her shoulder and say, "You need to gather the goats. You need to corral them and get them as safe as possible while we hand."
Oh, all right. I'll get to it. It's a little sleepy. My head will get a little
Now.
cleared out. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna activate my boots and jump up 30 feet in the air, even though it's dark, and see if I can see anything coming from like torches or anything like that.
Okay. So as you go up in the air,
As a note, while that's going on, Junie, I'm going to activate my Divine Sense
okay.
and use that, which you can sense anything affected by the Hollow spell, basically,
The hollow spell.
or anything that's like
Undead or
yeah,
under the
or
control
fiend,
of...
celestial.
Okay. You don't sense any of that.
Okay.
I would like to cast daylight right here.
What's the radius on it?
Just it's a 60-foot radius of light, and it's bright light for 60 feet, dim light for an extra 60 feet.
Okay. All right. So as you cast that and place it, it is now placed. You said like right here, right?
Yeah, but right. Yeah, right there.
Okay. Let me make
That way our human friend can see things.
Yeah, let me draw a shape. Okay. So as you light up the life of the area around, you suddenly see a bunch of ogres creeping out of the darkness.
It's cold. Do they have layers?
Please let them have layers. For the love of God. For the love of the gods, let them have layers.
You're fucking nasty.
It's a lot of ogres. Holy fuck.
Like I said, please let them have layers. I don't need to see that this when I'm just getting roused because they're attacking.
Don't worry, it's nice bright light so you can see everything.
Sexy.
You don't want some Attack on Titan action here?
What? No. Hold on. I heard the words no loincloth. Was that correct?
They may have clubs.
Oh,
But are they
I'm
made
sure-
of? Are they made of wood? I don't know. So the ogres come out of the darkness, and they attempt to get at the herd of sheep, giant goats. The herd is basically corralled back here with Pinchwit behind you, which is why I tried to make that little shape of like a, I don't know, a house or something. It's not very
okay.
well done, but that's basically like the campsite, and
Yeah,
the herd is on
that's
the other
fine.
side. So they want the goats. The goats are behind you. What do you think that means?
Roll for initiative.
Yes, please.
Can you give me a Sobborn token?
Yeah, you should have control of it, but I might have to replace it on the boards for you to have access. So give me 1 second.
I got Sobborn an 18 for his initiative. It wouldn't let me target his.
Yeah, that's fine. I have to do this. Hold on. All right, try now. Can you target and move him now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna add him to the roster for you. Okay, let me roll a bunch of initiative for some ogres, and then we'll have a quick dialogue here. So 1 second. All right, 1 roll. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And it reassigned Sobborns every time you clicked it.
Right, because I had that highlighted by mistake because I'm silly.
Oh.
Okay. That is all sorted. So because certain individuals in your group possess weapons that don't allow you to be surprised, the order gets shuffled as the initiatives are done instead of a round of surprise. So we'll place it like that. The ogres come out of the darkness, and we hear one of them, which I'll make it be this guy in the front here, going, gimme, yummy goats. And you're only going to hear that once, so you're going to have to watch the vine for it later.
Oh, I hope Todd doesn't disappoint.
Clip that, Todd. Clip it.
I don't even think I'll need to, because it'll be in the recording of the stream. So, all right. So, anyways, that is basically where we begin combat here for the round. What I will probably do, though, is pause us right here until next week.
Good plan.
As it is currently exactly 2 hours from start.
Yeah, that's definitely going to take us a bit.
And
Jesus.
it will be a while if we get in the middle of this fight.
Yup. So many.
Perfect. Well,
I'm just gonna say, that's a lot of ogres. We should probably try to talk them out of this. They're very stupid.
There's
That's
a lot of
fine. We got like 3 health hit points each. It'll be fine. I'm wearing armor. It'll be fine.
I'm wearing armor. It'll be fine.
Can't we just hit him with lightning bolt and be done with it?
I mean, you can certainly try.
Look here.
I mean, she did a good I mean, she shocked the shit out of everything in the last fight. Come on.
Yeah, but see, the problem is Junie has learned his lesson about putting these monsters next to each other, because I can only hit one at a time right now.
Yeah, they are as wide as a lightning bolt strike is.
Yeah.
That's true.
I could probably banish 1 or 2, then depending on how good they're at talking to each other. I guess.
I say, I'll knock them down with shield bash, and Nokris can drag them all together.
And I'll just shoot him in the head from the sky.
Yeah, you'll be safe no matter what, so fuck you.
Yeah.
You can watch the herd die, and the rest of us too. It's fine. Just walk away with a queen
I'll
gun.
spiritual guardian, then just stand in the doorway. It'll be great.
I mean, we could try to talk them out of it. They are kind of stupid, but I mean, I don't. Maybe if we offer them like 1 goat, they'll just go.
Just go to the
There's
dumb
10
shit
of
that
them.
go
One
away.
goat's gonna feed like 2 of those guys.
Maybe they don't know what numbers are, guys. It'll be fine.
That's true.
We could tell them that they're magic goats. I mean, they're huge goats, so maybe these goats multiply. You know what I mean?
You say, cough, illusionist.
Well, I will let you guys decide what we'll do next week.
Yeah.
Yeet. I'm gonna yeet a goat at an ogre.
So thank you for coming to session 5.
Thank you guys. It was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
And I'm turning the stream off now. Good night.
Night night, guys.
See y'all next week.